Welcome, my friend. Seven Gray here. Thank you for joining me for today's episode. Today I am at Caravan Group 2, and I just thought it'd be interesting to share my experience traveling with the RTR caravans organized by Bob Wells from his website and YouTube channel, Cheap RV Living. I'll put links below so you can check those out. I just woke up a few minutes ago, so first task of the day is to boil some water and make some coffee. And while I'm doing that, I want to explain for those of you not familiar with the caravans what they are, what they're all about, and basically give you all the background information so you know what I'm doing. I developed a little trick on my own. I don't know how many of you do this, but you might consider it. When I'm boiling water for my coffee in the morning, I make single cup size and use an AeroPress. So I just fill my cup with the water that I need, and that's what I pour into the pot and boil. So I'm only boiling the water I need. I don't boil a bunch of extra water. It makes it a much faster, more economical experience. So anyway, just a pro travel tip for you. I recently picked up this vintage coffee pot. I'm going to actually use this just for boiling water and not using the percolating system that this is set up with. So I just boil the water with this, and then I use my AeroPress to make the coffee. But I like this because it's a slimmer profile. You can see on my stove that I can barely fit a large pan on this side. This is a 10-inch, and this allows me to set this other pot that's a smaller profile over here on the side, so I can get both on the same set of burners. Waiting for the water to boil over here and getting my bread and eggs ready to make my one-eyed jacks after this. But while that's going, I want to tell you about the caravans and how they came about and what they're all about. I imagine most of you already know who Bob Wells is, but if you don't know, he is the owner of a website called Cheap RV Living, also a YouTube channel by the same name. Again, links below. Bob Wells on his website and on his YouTube channel disperses a great amount of information of how to do stuff in this lifestyle. And as a part of this knowledge gathering effort, he feels that it's good to have sort of a mentoring program and the ability for people to travel together. So you get people that are experienced and know what they're doing, traveling with people who may be new to the lifestyle and either unsure of themselves, maybe females for safety reasons, or maybe it's just someone that has no idea what they're doing or how to camp out in the middle of the desert and is a little fearful of doing that on their own. So thus, the caravans have been created, and they exist for probably 2 months or so prior to the RTR event. So the caravans exist in one location for 2 weeks for 14 days, which is the maximum that the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, allows you to stay in one place. There are two caravan groups, Caravan 1 and Caravan 2. Today I am camped with Caravan Group 2, and we're just outside of Borrego Springs in California. This is one of the typical boondocking sites used by van dwellers and RVers. By the way, boondocking, for those of you not familiar with the term, is camping off-grid without having shore power, without having an extension cord coming out of some sort of power network, and without having any sort of water supplies or sewage services. So that's what the caravans are. There's a link for a description of caravans on Bob Wells' site. Again, I'll put that below, and a schedule of where they are and what they do. I'll link that below so you can check that out. And the water is boiling. And voila, I have some coffee. Here's what it looks like. Plunger down there pushes all the coffee down into the cup below, and then you just have to pull this thing off here and clean it up. These are the one-eyed jacks, eggs in a nest, whatever you want to call these things. And my breakfast is done. Coffee, creamer, 2 eggs, 2 pieces of toast. So my typical morning routine is make my breakfast, my coffee, and after I eat, I check my email, do some online stuff, just basically catch up on what's happening with the outside world. And then after that, there is a 9 o'clock meeting at the Campfire Circle No Fire, but the 9 o'clock meeting is a sort of a gathering where people can get together and discuss what they're doing for the day if they want to extend invitations to others. For example, somebody might be going for a hike and they may say, oh, I have room for 4 others in my car. If you want to come with me, we'll drive up to this trailhead and we'll hike for 4 hours up to see a waterfall, for example. I don't think there's any waterfalls here. I believe today that there is a farmer's market in Borrego Springs. It's a Friday, and so they're going to meet at the fire pit at 9 o'clock and gather, and several people will be going into the farmer's market. This is where I'm parked right here. There's probably, I don't know, 30 rigs here at this particular caravan, and over here in the distance you can see there's a fire ring, and that's where we're going to be gathering. So I'm not too far from the central area, and then the people are scattered around, nice distance in between each of us. And over here is the mountain range that's in the distance, really beautiful here in the evenings when the sun is setting on that side, and there's a nice orange glow that is on the mountains at suntest. It's quite beautiful. Hopefully we'll be able to capture that this evening. It's time for the 9 o'clock meeting. Gonna head over to the fire circle. Well, the meeting is over. Everybody's dispersing. They're headed out, going to the farmer's market. I'm opting out of that. Sent them with $3 to buy some eggs. Went to the market and eggs were $6 here in Borrego Springs. Crazy expensive. Don't want to pay that. See if they can find some less expensive eggs for me. I'm gonna stay here, do some video editing, get some work done online when it gets warmer. Try to do some work on the step van. It's a bit cold out today. This morning it's probably 50-55 degrees out, almost noon, so I've just been staying inside the step van, doing a few little chores inside here, waiting for things to warm up before I actually do some construction outside. So I have a list of things. This just gives you an idea how my typical day goes in van life and here at this caravan. So let me show you what I've been up to this morning. Over here, you don't hear it, but because I've done a pause, I usually listen to music while I'm doing my work inside the step van, or anytime I'm inside the step van, except for when I'm shooting video. So my go-to music source is Radio Paradise. It's an actual dedicated app, and it's just streaming commercial-free music. They rely on donations, and then sometimes I'll be watching some YouTube videos. So right now I'm doing Radio Paradise. And this is what I listen to for my audio. I have these magnetic speakers. I'll put a link below so you can check these out, but I just connect these. This is the only steel that I have in my step van up here, is this bar that goes across to support the partition between here and my driver's seat. So I have this magnetic speaker here that I just attach up here, and one on the opposite side, and so these are stereo and they use Bluetooth, and so that's my audio system. So I'll be listening to some music while I'm working on my projects. And my projects for today: charging batteries so that all my batteries will be charged up for this afternoon and the next few days, on using my DeWalt tools for doing my build. So I just have my DeWalt charger. This is a 12 volt and it's plugged in over here so that I'm able to charge up these devices. Normally the DeWalt chargers that come with the unit are the 110 volt. I searched online, found one of these used on eBay, but I'll put a link below so you can check that out. Over here I have a mop bucket, and I bought a mop, and I'm going to mop my floors, something that I've not been really avidly pursuing and vigilant on. And possibly today, near the end of the day, I hope to start a new batch of kombucha over here on this side, which is a standard thing that I have running almost all the time. Every 3 or 4 days I'm working on my kombucha with another batch of either a first ferment or a second ferment. The floors look good now after the mopping. They've dried, and let me show you what those look like. I took a lunch and a nap while they were drying. You can see they look nice and clean. Just before my lunch, I brewed up a new batch of kombucha. This is black tea and sugar here. It's been cooling. I just have to pour that concoction into the glass jar over here with the SCOBY. That looks good. I'll let that rest there for about a week or so to ferment, and all of the tea and the sugar will be converted by the SCOBY into the kombucha juice, and then it'll be ready for the second ferment when I add the fruit taste, whatever I'm going to end up doing, and then the carbonation. It's afternoon, and today didn't turn out at all like I thought it would, just looking at the weather forecast. It seems like it barely got over 60 degrees today, and I just didn't feel like going out and doing anything outside of the step van. Just too cool out there, a little bit of a breeze. So I just stayed inside reading a book, doing some online stuff, video editing, and taking a nap. So that was pretty much my afternoon. It's getting to be, probably 4 o'clock, something like that. I think in 10 minutes they're going to have another meeting out at the fire circle. So they're doing 2 meetings a day right now, one at 9 in the morning, another at 4, and then a fire every evening. So, all right, it's time to head to the 4 o'clock meeting. Trying to balance my tea, which is about to spill as I'm headed to the meeting, which is just in front of me. This is not a good combination. I should have drank more of this. All right, I gotta stop. Much better. There's the group over there. Four o'clock meeting is done. Nothing new or really interesting to announce today. It was mostly just going around doing introductions and then talking again about some of the resources in nearby Borrego Springs. People had questions about trash and groceries, stuff like that. So anyway, one of the guys here is cooked chili for everyone. First come, first served. I'm going to grab a bowl really quickly and a spoon and head over there and see if I can get some. And then there'll be a fire as soon as the sun goes down. Yes, this is the place. You can see the crowd. And here is the chili pot. Get all sorts of little crumbly things and cheese and crackers and tortillas. And here is my chili. Yum. We just finished the chili dinner. I think everybody got at least one serving. A few people got seconds. It was absolutely delicious. This is spectacular. I could get used to this, having group meals and group fire camp and everything each day. So far, first day of the caravan has been just spectacular. Really enjoy it. I'm going to go to the fire a little bit later this evening, and then probably we'll close the video after that. They've got the fire going, sun is setting, everybody's gathering around. I think they'll just sit here and talk for a few hours. I don't know that I'm going to do the fire tonight, but this is a perfect way to end every evening here at the caravan. That's all I have for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Savor the moment, and I'll see you next episode.